e-portfolio by Melissa Martinez Montes. Content, introduction, research process, examples, and conclusion. Why designing a learning environment is important, the potential of ICTS. The educational scenario and all that this entails has been in constant evolution. We cannot pretend that the learning process of our grandparents and even of our parents is the same as the one we have had. And incidentally, the education that our children and students are receiving is constantly improving and evolving. Years ago, countries like Colombia, it was unlikely to have access to or knowledge of everything related to the international scenes due to the language barrier, but that has been left in the past, and both the government and national entities have been implementing actions so that the language barrier collapses and we can access the wide international world. So, why designing a learning environment is important, and how can ICTs being an important character on this scenario? Stoner in 1989 states that because of technological, cultural, and social circumstances demand new objectives from education and the environment to foster the development of competencies would no longer be just a classroom. These new environments complement and bring with them a set of changes that affect all the elements of the educational process. Changes that seek durability and the same feeling of improvement in education. Technology has provided a range of educational scenarios in which both the teachers and students have faced the evolutions towards open teaching learning modalities, providing flexibility and independence, and has also updated the role of each one. For Salinas in 1987, the student has access and control to learning resources, organization, research, and data analysis, individualized participation that are based on the students' needs, and access to collaborative learning as community sharing knowledge and a very point of view that will be useful for the resolution of conflicts in an analytical way. On the other hand, the role of teachers, according to the author, is now to guide and enhance the knowledge processes actively among students, advise and manage their learning environment so that they can have easy access to the resources offered to them, and also allowing collaborative experience, feedbacks, and provide learning strategies. The objectives of this activity are generally to relate the importance of the ICTs and other factors in the developing of an appropriate learning environment, the specific one too, research and analyze the different aspects that are requested to create an engaged learning environment, and to highlight the learning professionals within the learning environment are attuned to the learner's motivation and the key role of the emotions in achievement. And a specific three is to clarify that the learning environment recognizes the learners as its core participants, encourages their activity, the active engagement, and develops in them an understanding of their own activity as a learners. The research process. I will not deny that in the beginning I felt really anxious, and it was my first time teaching adults. Some students beforehand informed me that it would be difficult for them to attend to all the classes due to office hours. So here I found one of the positive outcomes of teaching of online classes, and is that as a teacher we can look for alternatives and give the necessary tools to the students so they don't miss any classes, and practice while they learn. With this and a good conversation negotiation with the students, the lessons, presentations, videos, and activities were sent, all of them to their personal learning processes, studying and completing the tasks. As an intermediate level course, the first thing that I wanted to test is their skills levels. but also to break the ice with with my students. As a virtual course, it was a great opportunity because I met people from other parts of Colombia and also met the reasons of why they wanted to learn English and what do they like most about this language. As one of the considerations of the growing relevance and implication of technology and technology-based schools innovations is that technology can perform several key functions in the change process, including opening up new opportunities that improve technical and learning, particularly with the affordance of customizations of learning to individual learn needs, creating interactive classes that let the students learn about all, but also participate in giving scenarios in which they can interact with each other. On the other hand, with these classes, I could find the students not only has access to collaborative learning, recreating conversations, sharing knowledge, and debating point of view, but control to learning resources, organization, research, and data analysis, and individualized participation that were the active participation that asking questions, translating some words, etc. Well, I have here two links that were like the most significant classes for me. I was in a speaking activity and having an activity. And on October 18, and 19, I had with my students speaking activities like a conversation between the students A and B about topics like friends, family, English, and language. Another activity was to create a story based on picture presented by the teacher. Also, on other classes, I would create a debate about Halloween. And here we share our opinions about this holiday. Here I have the links if you want to visit those activities. One of the issues that I faced with these activities was that many students were absent due to factors such as poor connectivity, rain, and work schedules. Therefore, the activity could not be carried out with many students, and less than four people were connected, both from group A and B. But it was a very interesting activity since I could not only check the English level of each student, but also their commitment and participation of them. We could also get to know each other much better. The main obstacles of all these encounters is not only the work hour mentioned in the beginning, for more the accessibility of the internet in some areas of the country and also the weather, showing each week a big lack of participants in classes. And the ones that are in class are with bad video or sound reception. The most wonderful thing that I experimented with these encounters are or were the positive participations, comments, and recommendations from my students. Here are some examples of poor participations or lacks of participants, students in here in my classes. And the conclusion for me is that during these virtual meetings, I was able to identify the importance of teamwork with the motivation and good technological resources. And the ICTs have the potential to create innovative, dynamic, and participatory classes. I am very grateful for for this enriching experience, both on a personal and professional level. Thank you very much for this opportunity.